I'm out here in my studio. Got a little fan going, so if you hear a little noise, that's probably what it is in the background. Plus, I'm got some people doing a little bit of work out here for me. It's been a very fascinating day. I got something to share with you. Of course, you know me. I am Leon C, aka Morpheus. LM, if you want to say, or the Big M, whatever makes you comfortable. Or you can call me your advisor, your guidance, your big brother, your brother. But here we are. This is specifically, it should be, and it is, actually, it is for men, but it can apply to you women as well if you listen carefully. Okay? I'm going to give you some power today. I saw something that I saw another loophole in the matrix. I saw another glitch that I'm going to share with you. And you'll say, why do you do this, Morpheus? Is because I am continuously pounding and shafting and banging and swinging the anvil and the pickaxe at the matrix wall, at the grid, until it shatters and breaks. When it shatters and breaks, you will receive true freedom. True freedom doesn't mean when you have a RIP stamped to your cement block. Okay? I do not stand by that, nor is that my function of of acceptance. People say RIP, like rest in peace. Why would you have to have that on your concrete block? Why can't you have RIP while you are existing? That is, you are resting in peace. It means you are resting and you are in peace. You can rest and you can be in peace as well, above 6 feet below the ground. So therefore, I would be completely, if I knew about it, of course I wouldn't, upset. It will be abhorrent. It will be disrespect to me. And it will be complete an abashment of reality if someone was to put that on my tombstone. Okay? Because I don't want it then. Okay? You can have it now. You can have it every day. You can have it while you exist. Okay? And it's kind of funny how they would add those particular words together, which is a traditional, acceptable common, okay, from the acceptable common rabble, or I would consider the lower frequency of the lower thinkers and the common thinkers of those who don't think outside of the usual cookie cutter conundrum. Okay, it's senseless. All right, because the word rest should catch your attention. It should catch your eyes. The word rest. You say, why would you have to be here to rest? Why would you have to have that there? Why not have it now? It should be something like good job or on to the next lifetime or on to his or her next mission or well done. Very simple, right? But I seen this thing and it's the reason why it's according to you men is because you see the title of it is called Follow the Design. What does that mean to follow the design? What do you mean, Morpheus? What you pick up. I'm going to tell you what you pick up. Okay? So, when you are dating a girl, when you are seeking for a relationship from someone, there is a thing that you don't understand. And a lot of you aren't understanding. And apparently a lot of you don't care to understand. Okay? Is that you are picking up the design of someone else. You're picking up the perception You're picking up the energy of someone else. You are providing yourself with the schematic blueprint of someone else's struggle in life, someone else's wavelength, someone else's preparation of the future. It's like this. You see you see a pretty girl of whatever age, right? And she's with her father of whatever age. And of course, the girl you're interested in has a younger brother or sister who knows? It can be any age, 17, 18, or 15. Sometimes they can be 35. So the reason why I say any age is because they can be out at a family reunion. They could be out going to dinner. They can be out in the park somewhere. You see them all together. Or maybe she's just spending time with her dad and her brother shows up. So that's a variable situation there. But what you're not paying attention to is all that is a genetic effect, a mental and genetic effect. All that you're seeing is what makes that person who they are. What made her who she is that brother and that father that's there, or sister, and the family development. What you don't understand as well is there's a track record before she reached the age of 21, 24, 28, 32, 42, however. Okay. And what's going on is check this out. It's pre-made. Like you go to a manufacturer. The manufacturer makes the car. You drive the car, or well, you go and you purchase the car, but you didn't make the car. The car was made by someone else's idea. The car was made by somebody else's materials. You understand? The car was not designed by you. It was designed by others. So this girl is there and she is designed. She's already designed. She's pre-made, not by your principles, not by your standards of virtue, not by your idea of tradition, and not by your experience. She is raised, she is programmed, she is taught, she's modified by them, by someone else. That's right. And for some of you women who don't understand why us men, red pill, talk about the damaging effect of a single mother home, the damaging effect of when the father isn't right, the damaging effect when the mothers are vindictive and restrictful and on a feminist trip, or she's teaching you, or you young women, you don't need a man, don't ever need a man. Chase your career, then put nature on hold. Then when you get good and ready, tell nature that you're ready for it. I'm going to break it down in details for you as we are discussing here. Neo, listen carefully. First of all, let me give you this red pill because the rabbit hole is getting ready to open up for you. I'll go ahead and take mine because I got to get ready for this. Now listen. The reason why it's important for us men to be consciously aware of how this woman was raised, because she's not raised by our design. You want this woman to be this virtuous what? You want this woman to be this what? You want this woman to be capable of what? Whatever that it is. You must remember that the designers did not have you in mind. Uh-oh. Here we go. The rabbit hole is opening up. The designers weren't thinking about you as a prince, as a king, as a very important person. Whereas years ago, in the old days of the 1920s, 1930s, 1940, things start sliding away from there. Mother, father, prepared the girl. Mother and father followed the standards of not society, the standards of relationships. Aha, there you go. Uh-oh. The standards of society, well, at that time was based on being able to peer bond. It was being able to have something saved up for this man who's going to come into your life. Usually it was a princess sort of situation where women were truly princesses. They was princesses in those days. Yes, because mother taught them how to cook. Mother taught them what men on a common level needed. Mother was serious about the daughter being able to peer bond. Mother taught her all the virtuous aspects. Mother was virtuous herself. Mother did not go out on girls' night out. If anything, she stayed home and had book parties. She'd have bingo days at home, or she would have a flower and garden show right there in her house where the girls would drink a glass of wine, talk about what was going on in the world or their business, and then they would go home and she was right there where John, Greg, Paul, and Derek can come home and see that his house is well together. And all the women themselves had an idea of how they should carry themselves. Okay? This was a time where women had a right at being regal. They had a passage of power at asking for the highest and the greatest suitor. Yes. They earned the right to be considered as a wonderful asset for a man to say, will you marry me? And possibly get on one knee if she has the works to provide. You understand? So the designers were looking out for you men, the customer, who would come and say, get on your knees and you pray to God, I want a good wife. Or you say it to yourself, I want a good wife. Or you just think to yourself, hey, one of these days, I just want to stop dealing with all these girls who I just donkey dunk with, and I just want to find me a good woman and whom I can spend the rest of my life with, which at that time, it was possible. It was possible to spend the rest of your life with. Although there is struggle, although there was some arguments, every now and then there'd be some frailty of a situation, but everything operated in the form of longevity. It was a simple life. So now as you speed up the clock, we're playing Back to the Future once again, and now you're in the future. And in this future, you're looking at today. And you accepting the design of the designer. Now the designer has gotten sick. The designer is no longer that of virtue and quality. The designer is all about liberation, all about going out and chasing vanity, which is money. The designer is not concerned about preparing their young ones for you, because they're going to be an adult one of these days. They're going to grow up. They're going to be, or want to be, they're not going to be, but they want to be someone's wife. Okay? That's the reality of it. They're going to want to be. And some of them may not be, as I've just explained. They're going to want to seek the greater things that you may be able to provide for them, should you struggle properly. Yes, relationships have their struggle, but you struggle properly by working it out together. And therefore, you don't mind flipping a quarter or two in her way, because that's your girl. And she's giving back to you by her virtue, by her honor. And she hasn't been doing a lot of donkey dunking. But today, no, that's not like that today. Because you cannot peer bond as you'd like to. You cannot spend money on it like you could. because there's nothing that you're spending on. Because if anything, it continues to take, and her aspirations will continue to take from you by the cooperation of the environment, making her to be this parasitic entity, willingly and unwillingly. So now you're saying, why should I even invest? Why should I even put a quarter on you? And while my quarter is going to be taken anyway. And why should I do that if you have the ability not to stick? See, the design of the girls years ago in relationships, people, lovers, it wasn't made of planned obsolescence of frail adhesive, which is knowledge, which is virtue, which is sensibilities, which is honor, which is truth, which is basic integrity to maintain themselves for the sake of quality. Whereas when you put the thing there, it's going to be there at all times, regardless of how the conditions in your life may change. Right? But the adhesive now that you are seeking for in your relationship, the adhesive that's there when you are meeting these girls, these guys, these people, okay? The adhesive is no longer made to stick. It's made to fall away. The relationship, the glue, the paste, it's made to fall away because it is found out that a united family isn't all about, it's not going to provide money to Agent Smith. The united family isn't going to provide a means to a successful financial infrastructure for, you could say, the country, you can say the state, you can say your environment. Not going to, because you're not pawns. You're not pushovers. You are well taken care of. No one's going to come, and there's no domestic violence. There's no court system. There's no need for a lawyer. There's no need for any sort of these extra middlemen, because you're all together. Because you are the beginning. You are alpha. You are yin and yang. You are the sun and the moon. You are man and you are woman, and you are the image. Listen carefully. You are the exact image of what some of you call God, uniting itself in one body, because you're made to be together. You're made for the positive and the negative energy, testosterone and estrogen. So therefore, the devil cannot move in. Agent Smith is fired. He's standing outside of the gates and he's twirling his thumb, and he has nothing to do. He has nothing to do. Nothing. Bored out of his mind because he can't make no money. Now he's broke. He's poor. But as you know, Agent Smith have got very clever by lying to you, by conniving, by whispering in the ears of the weak, by letting you think that your future is going to be okay because you are independent, because you don't need your companion, because you just want money, which is what Agent Smith wants you to chase: money, vanity. And therefore, listen, as your adhesive breaks away and the castle gates open, now Agent Smith can come in troves, in the millions, and has been coming in the millions. Whereas because of your weakness, yes, when we are apart, we are weak. When we are together, we are strong. Have you ever heard of that before? But unfortunately, we think that because we are not together, we are strong. Because we are independent, we are strong. But we aren't really that strong because we are depending on the systems. You, especially some of you, depending on government assisted programming. We depend on the outside forces to provide our own thinking sensibilities. We have to call the authorities because we don't know how to handle our own domestic disputes at home as adults. So now the cops have bigger jobs. They have something to do. And the more that we separate ourselves and have because of the bad adhesive, Neil, now no longer are we are the unit of what you would call God. We no longer look like the image of God. We are no longer yin and yang. We are no longer the Polarius. We're no longer sun and moon. So our days are confused. Our seasons are confused. Our nights feel like day and our day feel like night because no one's there. And with that, you have your in between. In this comes your climate and your temperature where you are, here we go. Here we go. You are confused. You are in between. You are neither in the yin, neither in the yang. You are in the middle ground, fluctuating left and right. Confused as to what energy are you wanting to accept into your world, whether it may be testosterone or estrogen. Because that unit have broke away from you and that unit's not working well for you and that unit adhesive isn't there, but you still need a companion regardless. You still need someone to talk to because that's how you are made. The normal common protocol of the nature of humanity is based on being a social creature. You isolated and sent to the moon and you're by yourself, you lose your mind over a certain amount of time. You come back to society where there are people around you, you would know how to react. It will be new to you. Sometimes as a teacher, sometimes I regret not having that power to send people out in the isolation of the unknown. Whereas it would be a good lesson for them as we are living in space bubbles today and we are so headstrong and cocky in our deceptions. Whereas a little time away will give a lot of an awakening. To let you know what you are really missing, to let you know that what you think that you think is false. And therefore you come and have the ability to see the world for what it really is. And put aside your mental deceptions. But it's not going to help. Because we have Agent Smith that's in the house now. Agent Smith now have built the systems around you as I talked to you about multiple times. The indoctrination camps. Your mind program system, the social medias, everything based on fear, everything based on you segregating yourself, everything based on you mistrusting and considering every stranger that you meet to be an evil stranger. If you don't understand what I mean by that, go back to my other audio and I have explained in it about how we keep building walls against each other. And you don't know that that other person is actually an asset for you in your life. This is why fear is put into your society. You understand? With the adhesive. That's right. With the design of failure, fear is the ultimate and the last tool that Agent Smith decided to put in place to make sure that you would never turn back to yin and yang. You would never turn back to the proper design of preparing your mate or yourself for the future. Agent Smith made sure, because Agent Smith knew you and knew psychology and studied while you and your yang or yin was doing well. Agent Smith thought about it long and hard while you were living as a family. You were raising your kids up properly in the 1920s, 1930s. When Agent Smith couldn't make money, he saw how you was making money from your unit and thought about all the negative ways and all the tricky, sneaky ways of separating you from that power and usurping that power for himself. So therefore, you'd have to come to him, the middleman, for your money, for yourself, for your idea of life, because you over time would give away your definition through his indoctrination programs. So now you lost your definition. You got to go to him for the definition of what is life. And with that comes your money. So when he was sitting there, he also figured what would be for the finality if all didn't work. If you were past the indoctrination, you are aware you got your third eye. You're eating good now. You realize food is poisoned, genetically modified organisms. Okay, you're operating, going the right direction. You have your own business. So he said, okay, I got it. I know what drives humans to the brink of destruction. I know how to prevent them from seeing that their design is no longer the proper design, I'm going to make a way for them to be comfortable with the makeshift, false, fragile, pathetic, sick, and distorted adhesive that I have made to put between him and her. And that is, once again, fear. That fear, yes, because with that fear, not only will you be a single unit and afraid of outside world and what this stranger is going to do, stranger danger, but now I'm going to put in your subconsciousness what happens to other people as well. And I'm going to put it on your phone. I'm going to put it on your television every hour of the hour of the hour. I'm going to bombard Neo with all kinds of negative news. I'm going to distort his mind with all sorts of false stories. I'm going to give him only a piece of a story, and it's always going to be based on the most disastrous event. Not the entire story. No, because he'll figure it out. He'll figure out that, no, I can't do that, because Neo will figure out that, the title was wrong. He'll figure out that, it wasn't so bad after all. I don't want him to think that it wasn't so bad after all. I want him to think that it is terrible. So he can be in such a fear where he'll barricade himself in his house with cameras, all sorts of security system on his phone, on his face, on his car, tracking systems. I want it all there. I want that there to do that, to make him bury himself alive without resting in, here we go. Some of you got it. Some of you have caught the red. Some of you caught it. Y'all got the ball. Hold on to that football. Don't fumble. Do not fumble. Okay? So therefore, he is so captivated, and he is so stontified and so in fear. Insurance on everything. That's right. Even insurance on his food. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Lace all that with the medicine. Lace all that with, maybe I'll add a little pharmaceuticals to that as well. Because the way to get to his life is to get to his mind first. But to get to his mind, I need to get to his chemicals. Yeah, that's what I'll do. That's what I will do. And so when he's broken down and in fear and actually living in his grave above the ground, of course, without the RIP, because he will not rest in peace. He'll be living in fear, living in stress, living in oppression by my systems. Oh yeah. I got this. I got this. Then he will struggle to raise his kids because he's going to be scared something's going to happen to his kids. Yes, I got to put that in there. Of course. Are you listening, Neo? I got to put that in there because he's going to, he might have uncles, grandparents. I know I got to put some decent, I already did that. Yeah, I've made the grandparents. Yeah, they have a Mickey in their drink as well. I got them. So therefore, that unit that used to be a town in the country, This man don't understand that he used to own the town and the country. This man don't understand that he's a king, and I'm never going to let him know that he used to be a king, and I'm never going to let him think that he is, and I am never going to give him the opportunity to gain what it means to be an empowered king that he is. I'm not going to ever let him see his superiority. So whatever powers that he needs to raise his kids up with is always going to be from using my systems, my system. I'm going to let my system raise his kids. Yes. Yes. Oh, that's a good idea. Not the town and the country. No. I don't want an entire neighborhood to be empowered and aware. Absolutely not. That will be no good for my power. I can't have all those Neos going around there. No. I don't want them being able to have somebody to watch their kids without paying me. No, I want to get paid. No, I want the money. So I keep falsely indoctrinating their child. And I think what I would do is make daycare or something. I'll bring a system where there's other kids that come along who are also coming from a bad family and a single mother home and a distortion life, and therefore they're going to, I got it. They're going to influence this man's child with negative words that they'll get from their parents at home and their big brothers. And yeah, that's going to be a good idea. Absolutely. And he would never know the better. He would never know the better. He would never know that it will be my design and not his own. And you know what I'm going to do? I hope you listen, Neo. Listen. Is create a negative system around his country, around his neighborhood, whereas he is going to have no choice but to accept the lowest hanging fruit of his entire circle and community. That's right. Because I am not going to let man and woman come back together and be strong. No. I can't do that. No. I got to have the feminists running the street. I got to have the marches. I got to have this negative energy going on. I got to have these people constantly distracted. Got to. Therefore, by design, he will by design fail. You don't understand that when he sees this girl or this family or this unit over here, oh, this girl's 27, 32, 44, whatever it is, and he says, oh, I like you. Simple boy meets girl type of thing, right? He don't never and probably will never and probably not even ever trying to. According to the statistics, is there's 80% divorce rate and marriages don't last that long anyway. And relationships fail because people love donkey-dunking all the time with the wrong people. They're not looking for a long-term relationship. They want it when they are decrepit, when their knees are buckling and they're bent over on a cane. That's when they want it. So I think I've just about succeeded. That's the mind of nature. That's the mind of Mr. Smith, Neo. That's his mind. But you gain his mind when you take his design. Are you listening to me? I hope you're listening to Morpheus. You gain the mind of Agent Smith when you accept his design. When you don't think about red pill philosophy. When you do not pay attention to MGTOW. When you do not bring your principles to the table and tell this woman, this is what I stand for. This is what I will not stand for. If you don't like it, there's the door. If you want to get with me, this is what has to be done. But you just go on with the program because you feel as if you have any type of thing to say, it will not be accepted. So you just go along and you become the puppy on a leash. And you are willingly accepting the design of your destruction. when you need to know about the design of what you are getting into. It's not the design of what it used to be. It's not the design of you, because you wasn't at the table writing the schematics nor the details of what you were going to get into in the future. You accepted what was pre-made for you, so therefore you accept pre-made failure. Yes. Women, listen carefully. I mean this as much as I can muster. This is why, men, when you hear us talking, when we say that if you have a long list of donkey dunking, you've been dating since you was able to date at a young age, and chasing your interpretation of a dream, that when you come to us men at a certain age, we automatically know about the design. We know that you cannot be what we need you to be, because your design is from someone else. Your design's from hundreds and two hundreds of other men on a constant basis. Whereas the design is a markup of every last one of them. What man wants to put a ring on that? What man wants to commit for the rest of his life to something that doesn't have any more juice left for him? You're just now getting to the barrier. You're just now trying to jump over the fence, realizing that your time is running out. Your mother is ranting over having grandkids that you haven't had yet. And you're realizing that your grays on your hair are really showing up now, and you're not as spunky and sparky and as juicy as you used to be. And all of a sudden you want to count your chickens and realize you only got one chicken left with only one egg. And now you turn around and you say, Neo, I need you. I need you to jump on this bandwagon, because I just need you to be there, because I am a woman and I'm entitled for you to do that. Neo's not silly anymore, and nor is Neo waiting anymore. If you ever meet a gentleman who is like, okay, I'll do it, with a donkey nose and big ears looking like Goofy, go, don't do it, is the only type of dude you're going to find. Because eventually those guys, they're going to have to meet the crossroads of the design that is made by Agent Smith. Because it is utterly important for y'all to understand that design, listen, design identifies function. The design will identify the function. Design identifies the function that you're going to have to deal with for the rest of your life. And when the design wasn't by you or prepared for you, as I described in the 1920s, 1930s, it's prepared now from the new generations, from the new standards, the new normal. The new normal is made to destruct in a matter of years or months. Do you realize even now, a couple of months is, well, a few months is a long time in a relationship? 6 months. 6 months in feel like forever. Why? No patience. People aren't thinking to settle. They're living life off the hog and waiting until waiting until reality comes and run them over like a bulldozer, and then they get up and they begin to realize just how far they've gone. But you know what? The bad thing about it is, and don't think that I'm coming down hard, because this goes both ways, because there's men and women doing this. There's men and women doing this. But I want you to understand something. The big thing why I chaff at this matrix is because I need you to know that there are some people who do not care because they have the mind of Agent Smith. They don't care. They will tell you to your face that I only like money. I love my career. I don't have time for you right now. And I am going to enjoy my life. They don't care. And they have an idea that when they're 40, 50, 60 years old, okay, they're going to look back and there's going to be no proper life made. No offlings, no husband, no prosperity, no future. Well, they have a future, but they have nothing there for them. The future is still going to be just them with their two legs, no one with their imprint next to them. They don't care about that because they love the moment. You got to understand the design of Agent Smith is for the moment. It's not long vision. And you men and some women who are looking for a long-term relationship, you need to follow the design because it will identify the function that you are purchasing. Follow the track. It's more than just trying to figure out what the credit score is. That's a financial thing. It's more than that. It's more than, oh, where did you go to high school? Where did you go to college? Where did you grow up? No. That stuff is plutonic. That's surface level water stuff. Surface level water stuff. What's important is the family. What's important is where is their spiritual mindset or their religious mindset? What is it that they think about and feel about and know about life? Because those are the things that's going to cut you underneath the table. Those are the things that's going to knock you off your feet when you're not looking. The financial thing is one aspiration. That's only one, but it's not major. It's only one. Okay. Where they grew up, that's only one. Okay. School and college, that's just indoctrination campsites. Okay. That's not going to break you, nor is it going to make you. What's going to break you and make you is what's in the black box. What's in the black box is where their heart is, and where a man's heart is where he's going to be. 24 hours, 7 days a week, 365 days. Do you understand? It's the effect of his internal engine, such as his mother. Where was his mother? How was his relationship with his mother? Huh? How many sisters? What does he think about women? What is his trajectory? And an idea of what women should be? Huh? Or definitely the reverse. Definitely. Where have she gone? Who was around her when she was a little girl? What does she think about men? Do she still got some hurt, pain inside? Is she still scared of men? Have she been hurt several times in her life? Because what you must understand, men, you must understand this. A lot of women carry that hurt for a long time because of their emotions and their chemistry. Oftentimes, men like yourselves, y'all can get over pain real easy. Not all of you, the ones who are sensitive, they can't. I've seen a lot of those, and I've had to help them change their panties. But real men, real red pill alpha leader men, know how to get up, dust their knees off, and keep it walking, because that's what life is. A real adult, listen carefully, a real sensible adult, when they get hurt, when bad things happen to them, they have matured to the point where they have accepted that that is just a part of existing. So you fall down sometimes, or somebody lay a trap for you, or somebody trip you, and you fall. You get up, you dust your knees off, and you keep it moving because you got somewhere to be. Anytime a person is willing to stand there, check this out. That's deep, right? Anytime a person gets knocked down by anyone and they're just standing there arguing with the person, yelling at the person, getting emotional with the person, talking stupid, marching in circles right there, and not wanting to move, just standing there, okay? They're not moving forward in life because now they fell into the deception of being distracted. They're right there. That's why, listen, this is why I tell you, and this is why other psychologists, this is why other counselors tell you this. This is why they say to forgive is to forgive yourself. Because once you do, once you let it go, because that person might not be there anymore. That person laid the trap and they're somewhere else. And you fall down in the landmine or the proximity or the quicksand or the dirt, okay? And you're ranting and raving and you got an attitude and that person's nowhere around. That person does not feel your pain, probably don't even care either. Because it's hurt people hurt people. But while you're standing there and you're worrying about the scars and the hurt that you've been through in your past 10 years, 5 years, 12 years, however else, okay, you're the one that's hurting more than anybody else because you ain't moving forward. When all you need to do is okay, they got me. All right, okay. Man, it's a deep hole. All right, okay, I see how it's going to be. I guess I was the unlucky one. I guess I was the unlucky one. You get up, dust your knees off, and you keep moving because you got a destination to reach. You got to keep advancing. You got to keep doing better. And the only way to do that is to put one foot in front of the other and get to marching forward. That's it. That is why you will hear that common phrase. If you don't forgive, you're not forgiving yourself because you're standing still. And in your mind, your soul, and your spirit is still in the past. So that's why it's important, men, especially you men. Women, I know you got that issue too. I told you I've talked to men who I got to help them change their panties. But definitely for women, because it's very high in their market area. Because I speak to a lot of them and they hold the pains from years past. And they have not succeeded because they hold on to that and they just standing there in circles, getting emotional, arguing and ranting while life is moving. Because life's going to keep moving. Life keeps moving. Life is going to move without you. Do you understand? Life is still, while you sitting there talking stupid and ranting, oh, I can't believe, yeah. While you doing that, the sun don't care about what you're saying or feel. The moon don't care about how you feel. The earth do not care about how you feel. The economy, the world, the energy that's around you, nothing's going to stop for you. Nothing. The only thing that's stopping for you is you. You are the only one that's stopping for you and your concern. So you keep yourself back. You hold yourself back. So your mind is back in 1920 while everybody else's mind is all the way up in the future. I'm just giving you an example. I know some of y'all are younger than that. Okay. Your mind is all the way back in the past and your soul is while everybody's moving forward. So when you meet that person, men, okay, when you meet that person, you wonder why they have anger flashes at you. They have twisted personalities. You wonder why they turn and they have night terrors. Okay, you wonder why they get an attitude quickly in the morning. You wonder why they want to come at you and consider you to be this evil dude because you're taking the design not only of herself because she cannot move forward in the future because she's holding on to her pain in the past, but you're also dealing with Agent Smith's design. You understand? All that is not beneficial for you. So this is what I'm talking about. That's the thing that's going to cut you underneath the table. While you worried about her credit score, okay, she's actually holding on to something else that's going to do you in. And you're going to be like, dang, we've been together for 17, 10, 15 years and you do this to me? Yeah. Because she never moved on. She never changed her personality towards, her perception towards whatever happened to her. She never changed her vision. So she's going to continue to destroy herself and not move forward. And because you're with her, you're going to be destroyed and you're not going to be move forward either. If anything, you're going to move backwards when she divorces you. You're going to move backwards when you have a child by her or two kids by her and you spent like 17 years or whatever years with her. And now y'all living in separate homes when you could have been spending that time doing something else in your life. You could have been doing something else more functional. This is why design identifies your function. That's what's going to put you out of the RIP into the into the forever unrest while you are above the grave. And then you'll see why all you got is RIP all over the place. People are resting because they're getting away from the life that they have accepted from Agent Smith. Because you're not understanding how deep the rabbit hole truly goes, Neo. It's a serious thing. You need to be concerned about where their heart, their spirit, and their mind is. That's what you need to be worried about. That's what's going to do you in and have been doing you in for generations now. Because hurt people hurt people. And when she or he is able to heal themselves and move on, when they're to the point where they say, yeah, well, okay, you know, this happened to me, but you know, I'm good now. I'm good. I ain't worried about it. And they laugh at it. Oh, yeah, that was kind of funny, but you know, it's over. Then you might have something to work with. That means they dusted off their knees. They clean their shirt up. They ironed it and say, okay, all right, I'm gonna stand here. Let me stretch. Oh, let me stretch my arms. Oh, okay. Woo, that was a deep hole, but you know what? I'm gonna keep it moving. And they keep walking. They keep it moving. They moving on. That means when you're with that person, you're walking with them too. Now you both are moving to the future. Now you got some evolution going on. Now you got some advancement in your life. Now she's a proper prospect for you. But if she's standing still, she's not a prospect for you. You need to leave her there and you keep it moving. If she wants to say, oh, you know, my uncle, he's no longer with me and I just can't get over my uncle. And every time you get a glass of wine, every time you're out in the party somewhere, there she is in her car wailing to death. Talking, my uncle, I miss my uncle. You know, okay, you know, I tell you what, you go ahead and you stay here in this car. Okay. Mourning for your uncle is an okay thing because we all have had loved ones that have come and gone. But if you want to mourn like this, you can do that all by yourself. I'm going to keep it moving. I'm going to find me a woman who's not mourning. I'm going to find me somebody who's healed themselves, because if your uncle was here right now, he would chastise you for the way that you are acting. He'll say something like, woman, stop crying for me. You need to stop. But of course, there's going to be some expletives that I can't say here for you, Neo, because children might be listening to this. Okay. But he's going to say, you are a dumb. You need to move on because you're hurting yourself and you're hurting others that are around you. Thank you for remembering me. I appreciate it that you honor me, and I'm glad that you love me. But if you love me, move the on. Okay. But unfortunately, those people cannot defend themselves in that way, nor can they speak. If they do, you need to go see a doctor fast. Don't come call them Morpheus. But however, that is just an example of what I mean. Can't get over the pain, can't get over the situation in the past, cannot move over. And every time you're trying to have a good time, you're out there in a barbecue and they drink the I don't know, whatever they drink, Coors Light or Bud Light or whatever you put in their hand. Once they drink it, there they go. Sob story all over again, and you're having a good time, and there she goes. She want to put dark clouds in your otherwise sunny day because you decided to not think about how the design is going to identify your function, and now you're accepting broken adhesive from Agent Smith because you don't care about your principles, nor do you think deeper than probably the sausage that's sitting there on the grill. What a way to waste your time. You need to understand that your principles and your standards is valuable and it is priceless, because when you're looking at most people around you, it's a makeshift failure because it's not your design. It's not your design. It's almost like when you get into a high-tech computer system that takes your fingerprint. It's your fingerprint. It recognizes you. When you encounter someone else of any race, any place, any purpose, any idea around the country, it is not your fingerprints. It's a fingerprint by other people that has access to them and have changed them in the way that they designed them to be. And then you want to marry it and wonder why you are failing 24 hours 7. Wonder why you can't find nobody as decent. Wonder why you're not succeeding. You might have access to one partition of the computer, but there's like 50 other different fingerprint identification codes that you can't even have access to, and those are the ones that you need to reprogram in order to adjust to the function that you're trying to adhere to for a better future with you and that woman or that emotional person who can't seem to get over their pain. If you don't have access to it, keep it moving. If there's no way for you to come to that person, but okay, this is my program. I see all this, identification here, but let me see if I can override it and put my thumb. Let me see if I can switch. Let me see if I can change the administration programming on here. And if I can do that, then maybe we might have something to work with, because you got some quality here. And if she can adhere to you, if she has, listen, here you go. This is a killer red pill today. I'm on fire. I can feel this. Wow. Boss, I know I'm changing somebody's life today. My God. If she has the ability to be able to adhere to your new programming and understanding and your virtue acceptance and your idea of the function of the future that you're trying to reach, and you are evolving, okay, that means she has the ability to peer bond. She has the ability to peer bond. She has quality. She has a little virtue left over. She hasn't been ran over too many times. She hasn't been donkey dunking too many times where she has no donkey dunking potential with you. That means you got quality there. You don't have to junk the computer. But if you get up to it and you got all type of glitches and you trying to change the administration program, then you got a virus popping up all over the place, and it's not recognizing your finger. One day it recognizes your pattern, next day it don't. Hello? Is somebody listening to me? I'm sure somebody's listening. Let me see if somebody's home. Hello, is somebody here? Somebody, excuse me. Hello. It doesn't operate properly. That means she still have the design of others, and she's still going through the issues of whatever distortion, bad program, and disease of the mentality, or false indoctrination, or bad programming, are being dragged in the mud, are dropped too many times on the floor where there's some dysfunction in the motherboard. You need to leave it where it lay and keep it moving, because there's better machines that will operate and recognize your fingerprint or your imprint or your function of the future that you are trying to build for yourself. Don't waste your time. You got to understand, when you come to the door, that's somebody else altogether. It's a totally different universe that you need to understand and see if it apply. If you decide to put on the dress yourself, men, and you drop your mail card and you get down on one knee, you get down on one knee and you tell her, can you marry me? And you allow her to put a leash around your neck. Okay. And you did not even think about to follow the design of that which you're getting into. Okay. There is no prayer in the world that's going to save you. Nothing will at that point. Nothing but the crossroad. Nothing but when the situation happens, and it will happen, and it does happen all the time if you're paying attention. Because Agent Smith don't care about you. If you care about yourself, you need to realize what you're getting into before you get into it. So it goes deeper than the plutonic. Don't you understand how Agent Smith works? Agent Smith is going to tell you to focus on all the vanity parts of the person. Or Agent Smith is going to know that you're going to want to know something about this girl or man. But he's going to direct you to all the useless things, all the pointless stuff, the things that's not even going to be in the black box of that individual. When I told you, the black box is the mind, the heart, and the spirit, in which takes time for you to understand that person. This is when you have to spend time with them. This is when you have to sit down and be diligent with that individual and begin to open up one piece at a time and be honest. Those are assets that we lost here in America anyway. So that's a victory for Agent Smith, because we can't even go that far with each other, because you know what we want to do when we meet each other? I just want to donkey dunk. That's it. Oh, I'm getting old. I'm 46 years old. I need to find me a husband somewhere. So let me go ahead and jump into this. I don't care. I can have me a wife. Oh, this girl is so sexy. Oh, all I want to do is just keep donkey dunking with her. And you keep on and you keep on. Once you was a yellow pole, a bright yellow pole that the construction workers paint right out there, a safety pole. It's bright yellow. Keep on doing it. Come back 2 or 3 years later, because you think donkey dunking is fun, right? Goofy, Cause you goofy is fun, right? Goofy. Watch this. Now the pole is, you can barely, it's not even barely yellow anymore. I know y'all see some of those poles around town and other places. It's so faded. It looked like the pole was painted white instead, like dirty white, but it was supposed to be bright yellow. And then now you try to peer bond. Okay, you don't have nothing to offer yourself. Now you unqualified because you're so used to junk your entire year. Now, when you find the woman of your dreams who might have something to offer, you can't be content now. Now you're like, oh man, I love this girl, but I'm bored with her now. Really? Of course you are, Goofy. Oh, Goofy, I know you are. And then you lose a good girl because you Goofy. See, it works both ways. Morpheus don't care. When I swing a blade, it's going to be for the truth, and it's going to be accurate, and it's going to be double-edged. Because y'all do it every time, and I see it. And I got to teach it, and I got to help people from these dumb situations. So understand this audio. Design identifies function. Don't go by the design that other people are telling you. Oh, you know, see how much money she got in the bank. See how many shoes she got in the closet. No. That's surface level stupid stuff. Okay, it's the things that you don't see, the things that you cannot research. It's the person themselves in which y'all are scared of, because we're so computerized. We're scared to interface with each other. Amazing. We should be proud of ourselves as a very superior human race. Wow. This is Leon C, aka Morpheus, and I know this killer red pill hit somebody, and I'm glad it did, like a bazooka. Understand, I only do it out of love because I want you, Neo, to be better. And in order to do that, you must have the proper tool and the right information that's based on knowledge and instincts, okay? That will rise you higher than this matrix that you are in. Stop accepting the lowest hanging fruit. Stop accepting the design of others and see if you can put your own imprint on it. If you can't do it, then it is not applicable for you. And should you continue to go along with it, okay, you're going to suffer. That's just it.